Awesome. Hey guys, today Luke is gonna do this with me. Oh, no, he's not.
Hey.
Hey everybody.
I don't think I'm in.
Are you in the video?
Probably not.
Hey Luke, what do you have to say to our developmental coaches?
Get it together. I'm just kidding. Y'all are doing a fantastic job. I wish I had all of you when I was lead developmental coach. It would make my life so much easier.
You know some of them were part of your developmental coaches last year, right?
Oh yeah, y'all were great.
Okay guys, so before I talk about our weekly plans, I just want to talk about kind of the next couple weeks that we're in, right? So there's not a whole lot going on other than Swimathon, which is going to be next week. So just make sure you're talking about that. It's going to be during your practice. You have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So if you're a Monday, Wednesday group, it's going to be at your Wednesday practice. If it's Tuesday, Thursday, it's at your Thursday practice. And Coach Sarah Maurer, your practice is going to be on Wednesday. So it'll be during practice. Make sure you're talking about it, right? Make sure they're ready. Or even you could even give them a tester, like, we're going to see how many laps you can do in 10 minutes. Or at the Swimathon, you can make a game.
Challenge.
Yeah, make a challenge, make a game. You could have a little hat with like Coach whoever's challenges. Some kids are all about the sticker boards. So take that time for a kid to work on that. Like, it doesn't have to be like,
Just
oh,
swim.
yeah, just swim, or you just sitting there. You're gonna have parents on the pool deck. It's an amazing opportunity for you to talk to your parents. At COM, our parents are a huge part of our team. So they're not these people that we just want to stay up in the stands. Like, we want to get to know our parents. We want our parents to get to know us. And like, you might find something out. You might find out that one of them want to find a better way to serve, and they can be an official. You might find out that they're really confused about something, or they haven't gotten any emails, and you can solve that problem for them right then and there on the pool deck. So just take that time, right? Like, or if a kid really wants to work on starts, you could say, okay, every 100 you do, I'll do 3 starts with you, right? And then they're gonna knock it out, right? Fins on, they're gonna go. So use it. Use it as a teaching tool, use it as learning, make it really fun. I mean, you could even get in and swim and see how many laps you could do with them. Like, the possibilities are endless. Don't just make it a boring day for your group. It's only gonna be as boring as you make it, because you control the flow of your group. Another thing is awareness at practice. Your kids need to know what's going on. They need to be going 10 seconds apart, and they need to start reading basic intervals. My Dev 110 and under group can read 130 a minute and 120. They're getting there. We just started that last week, but they can do that pretty well. And again, I'm not teaching them how to add 30 on a minute 30 interval. I'm just teaching them bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top. When we do a minute 30 interval, it's always bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top. And I'm only starting them on the bottom or the top. Like, teach them the patterns first, and then they'll build the logic and the understanding around it. And lastly, we have not talked about this. This is the first time, but our habits of COM, all right? And we're gonna see, I'm putting Luke on the spot right here. Luke, name our 7 habits of COM. And I'm putting him on the spot because I don't know if I could name all 7, but I think I can.
Be owners.
Owners.
Do more, not less.
Do more, not less.
Be respectful.
Be respectful.
Be on time.
Be on time. Those last 2 aren't it, though.
They are it.
No, respectful's close to one of them.
Why would you do this?
I'm sorry. Be responsible.
Oh yeah.
Smile.
High five. No. Show it.
So this is bad. This is bad that we don't know this, right? Like,
This is bad that he did this at this moment.
This is an honest conversation right here. It's like, okay, this is to go to show you that we are not doing a good enough job of teaching the character building traits that we believe are important to our team. I'm gonna go get Jenna real quick. Try to think of it, Luke. Yeah, well, it's not live.
It's not live. It's recorded.
It's recorded.
You know,
but we're doing it live because I'm not going to edit this. Okay, so take a seat. Okay, so Jenna, I asked Luke what are our 7 habits of COM, and me or him couldn't come up with the 7. because we
Look at
haven't
that face.
because we haven't been doing a good job. So we said smile. We said be owners. We said do more, not less. Be responsible.
Be intentional.
Be intentional.
Listen.
I
That
always
was only
miss.
6 though,
I
because
always
you
miss
can't
that
count.
one.
Take responsibility.
Didn't
Oh,
I?
I said
No, I
responsible.
said be responsible.
I'm sure I said that.
Be
I
responsible.
said that, guys.
Okay, so can I
Start
over?
over,
Okay.
yeah.
So be owners, be responsible. Smile, listen.
Intentional.
Be intentional. Do more, not less.
Oh, I said that.
Yeah.
And you
You
said that's not mine.
No, no. You said be on time.
No, I said do more, not less.
Yeah, and I said that was one.
We're still at 6.
Oh my god. I think I had it earlier and I forgot it.
When? Swim fast.
No. Intentional
what's
responsibility.
going
Isn't
on?
it be honest?
Listen.
Isn't
Oh yeah,
it
be honest. That's
Be
7.
honest.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Be honest.
Good job, team.
Okay, so let's do it all together one more time.
Everybody.
Clap your hands.
Do more, not less. Smile.
Listen.
Listen.
Be intentional.
Be intentional. Be owners. Be responsible.
Be honest.
Be honest.
That's our 7. And we've done a bad job of. You guys are good to go. If you want to stay here for this, you can. But
Are you gonna lecture us about not doing a good job with the habits?
no, I'm going to tell them how important it is that we need to start doing it, because we truly believe that if our swimmers master those 7 habits, they're going to be great people outside of the water, and it's going to help them be great athletes inside the water.
And so I think it's really important that we are able to do that,
I
but
don't think
at the
you're in
same
the
time,
picture, but-
yeah, I'm not. I definitely not.
Okay.
But I think it's important for us to be able to
Still not.
know the habits. Like I think we genuinely know them. Like if somebody did something that we would recognize this is a habit we connected to, or
Yeah.
identifying what they're.
Well, I think it comes
Where
back to
they're
like the same thing as our common language. You know, it's like whatever. So like Jonathan at church, like, I remember the Sunday he came home and he was like, "I'm really excited because my people sound like me." You know, and it's something as simple as like, kids are concrete thinkers. Like that was one of his big things. Like you can't teach a 6-year-old about Jesus like with all this feel good like.
Feel the spirit.
Yeah, like a 6-year-old understands your dad is there to tuck you in at night.
Yeah.
You know, like that kind of concrete thinking. And he came home and he was like, I was walking by someone doing the breakout, so like kind of like a pre-meeting for us, and that like the leader of the breakout was telling the new volunteers, kids are concrete thinkers, you know, and so it was like the vocabulary and the phrases that he was using were passing on, and that was now the vocabulary and the phrases like that of the group, of the culture. I think that's where it comes down to us, because I'm sure all of us are teaching those things in our own way, but it's the catchphrase, it's the stickiness of the way we've intentionally phrased them.
Yeah. So that being said, this week's habit is be responsible. So, and something you can ask the kids is, do you know what's going on? Because is that go with
No,
listen?
that's listen.
What's our question with be responsible?
Are you prepared?
Are you
prepared
prepared?
for practice?
Now, but so do you think it's wrong to say like being responsible is also like knowing the workout, like knowing the set?
Yes, it is. However, when we sat down and we spent I think we spent almost 6 months breaking down per age group, how does this topic most appropriately relate to this age group of kid?
Yeah.
Listen, that connects more with listen.
Yeah.
And so I think, yes, technically what you're saying is true, but again, it comes back to how are we talking about things? And so if you're saying, do you know what's going on? Are you being responsible? And Luke's saying, do you know what's going on? Did you listen? They're hearing mixed messages.
That's true. Okay, so this week is going to be listen. Do you know what's going on? And I'm going to go edit my weekly plans because it says be responsible. Do you know what's going on? And I need to look at the document too, right?
Yeah, I actually have no idea where that document is. I tried to find it when Nolan first got here, and I could not find it.
So we have a document that says it's the questions behind everyone, and we, like she said, we broke it down by age group. So that being said, guys, we really believe in these 7 habits, and we want to be intentional. We want to be intentional.
That one is, did you do something on purpose today?
We want to be intentional about teaching it, and it's always good I think one of the great pieces of feedback I've heard about our team, not only from parents, but coaches that are here, coaches that have left, is that we teach more than swimming. And every coach here teaches more than swimming. And I think every coach here believes they teach more than swimming, or every coach has learned more than swimming from the sport of swimming. And we are a huge part of that.
Yeah.
So that was a long intro. We haven't gotten into the weekly plans.
Awesome.
Peace out.
Thank you for watching that. So let's talk about Dev 1 and Splash. The first thing is, dry lands and warm-ups are going to stay the same this week. Again, if you have kids that are starting to get ready to kick on back in a streamline or kick on the side snowboard, give them an opportunity. What's a cool part is, we don't need to hold them back. If they're ready, they're ready. And again, one kid does it, another kid's like, well, I want to do that too. And you're like, well, you got to do it right. If they do it right, they're good. If not, give them the board. Monday, Tuesday, you're teaching 6 kick switch. So that's one arm up, one arm down, face in the water. I tell them 6 kicks, breathe, take a stroke. 6 kicks, breathe, take a stroke. And then on flutter kick technique, remember, we want to start teaching getting that wave motion through their legs, straighter legs from the hip. We don't want to be kicking a bicycle. You can do this by kicking on their side with really big kicks, and also vertical kicking where they hold really good posture. So they don't want a vertical kick like this, right? And then relays, take the time to teach relays to them. It might take you 10 or 15 minutes, which is a huge chunk of practice, but we want them to know how to do relays because by the second or third mini pre, we're going to start doing it, and they have to be prepared for that. So preparedness comes from practice. And then racing with starts. So have them start on the side. If they're ready for the blocks, get them on the blocks. Okay, we want to teach them, again, great starts. Tell the parents, wow, my kid knows what they're doing. I know that might sound a little silly, but it's a huge thing. And then make sure you're sending messages to athletes that aren't going to practice when you're taking attendance. Thank you all coaches who have been taking attendance regularly. I don't check every day, but I do periodically, at least one day a week, take a look at the groups. And most of you have done it, or I've sent you a personal text message asking you to take attendance, please. Dev 2, warm-ups are the same. We're actually going to keep dry lands the same. I think this past week we just got a little caught up in everything that's going on, and I think doing the same dry lands is really going to work out well. The first day we're going to be teaching freestyle flip turns. So remember, somersaults on top of the water, kicking on the wall and just flipping. A cue I tell them is tuck your chin, flick your feet, because you want to teach, you can't do a flip turn like this. You have to try to get your head to your heels and the feet got to come over. And then backstroke progression, kicking on your side, 6 kick switch, 3-6-3 backstroke and swim. You want to start teaching them how to string those drills together. And then for our older kids on Saturday, backstroke 50s, 4 to 8 in a row, where you're doing backstroke 50s, working on consistent kick. So when you're doing backstroke, again, relate it to the sticker board. Say, hey, consistent kick. On the freestyle flip turn, if they can do a flip turn and push off into streamline, they get that sticker, okay? But if they get that sticker from now on, when they do 50s, they have to flip turn. The moment they know how to flip turn, every single time they do a 50, they do a flip turn. And again, this goes to the going 10 seconds apart. If you don't do it, you're not going to be able to keep it consistent. And then again, Monday we're doing relays with them, backstroke races for the next day, and you want them learning how to finish on your back. A huge thing you'll see, and I saw one of our top 10 and unders do it this past weekend at the Austin meet, into the wall. When you look back at the wall, you slow down. So you have to learn how to race into that finish. And they might hit their arm or their head, but the more you practice it and the more you adjust, they'll be able to figure it out. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for listening to that whole triad in the beginning. Remember, we want our kids we want to be teaching our kids more than swimming. We want to teach our kids the skills that are going to make them successful long term, and we want to teach them how to love the sport. That is our number one job. That if they leave CUM every day and they can't wait till the next practice, or they have awesome stories to tell their families, we have done a great job. I love you guys, and I will see you this week.